Greetings, friends. Rabbi Yaakov Galinsky Zatzal was imprisoned along with other yeshiva bacharim in 1941 in a railway boxcar bound for Siberia. There was barely any air, food, or water. The train rolled along for 2,500 miles. The trip lasted over 1 month. When they finally reached the frozen wasteland, their task, these starving yeshiva boys, was to cut down trees so huge that it would take 12 men to make a ring around the tree. In sub-zero temperatures, wearing rags. They hardly had any food, and I don't want to tell you what the cook threw into the soup. The camp commander told them when they arrived, "Do you see this gate behind me? You came in, but you won't go out. You've been sentenced to 25 years. And by the way, their crime was learning Torah. It's possible to survive a year or two, but not more. The hunger and the cold will kill you. You will never leave this place alive." In fact, Rabbi Galinsky survived and reached the Holy Land. Last week, a businessman told me that he's afraid to go into Manhattan at night. He knows a lady, a mother of children, who was attacked on the street. A bystander called police. They dispersed the attackers, but no one was arrested. There's no bail. Stores are closing because shoplifting goes unpunished. It says in Pirkei Avos, quote, Rabbi Hanina, the deputy Kohen Gadol, says, "Pray for the welfare of the government, because if people did not fear it, a person would swallow his fellow alive." In Mitzrayim, ancient Egypt, our ancestors sunk to the 49th level of impurity before Hashem saved them. Pesach is about what happens when you reach the bottom. Why is it that redemption always comes from the bottom? Here's a quote from the Gemara Maseches Sanhedrin. In the generation that Mashiach, the son of David, will come, the entire world will convert to heresy. For Rabbi Yitzchak said, Mashiach will not come until the entire world converts to heresy. The Gemara supports that statement with a verse from the Torah, quote, all of it has turned white, it is pure. This verse alludes to the sickness called tzara'as. According to halacha, when tzara'as covers part of a person's body, he's impure. But when it covers his entire body, he is pure. Similarly, when heresy spreads across the entire world, the time for redemption has come. When I was 23 years old and we had been married a few years, our world seemed to be caving in. Suddenly, just before the bottom fell out, I had this amazing realization that maybe God is real. This is when our life turned around. Decades later, after a difficult surgery, I had a dream. In this dream, I was in the Beis Hamikdash, the Holy Temple. Hashem brought me there, but I had to go through the valley of death to get there. At the end of Shabbos, it is traditional to sing a beautiful niggun. Quote, Hashem is my shepherd. In lush meadows, he lays me down beside tranquil waters. He restores my soul. Though I walk in the valley, overshadowed by death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Why do we have to walk through the valley of death before we are redeemed? Maybe we don't get serious until we're scared stiff. When the world turns dark, I suddenly realize I need God. My friends, this is what happened in Mitzrayim, ancient Egypt. This is the story of Pesach. According to all commentators, the vast majority of the children of Israel never left Mitzrayim. They were swallowed up in the plague of darkness. My chavrusa sent me a story about how the Chassam Sofer would tell his family at the Pesach Seder each year how the Jews of Egypt were frightened during the plague of the firstborn, the last plague. Locked in their houses, they heard horrible cries around them. Was it only the Egyptians, or were Jews also dying? In the end of days, he said, the Chassam Sofer said, we will again be tested by fear. In Mitzrayim, those who listened to Moshe Rabbeinu were saved. Today, the lesson has not changed. We have only the steady, quiet voice of Torah to guide us. As we enter Zman Chirusenu, the season of our freedom, Hashem is walking alongside us. The darkness will end. Redemption will come. All the words of our prophets and rabbis agree. There's absolute certainty. We must only hang on the way our ancestors clung to the words of Moshe Rabbeinu. The sun will rise on a perfect day. Good Shabbos and Chag Kosher V'Sameach, a sweet Pesach to Am Yisrael.